Hello and salam sejahtera to everyone. My name is Chris Anna Nicole, and now I would like to present the methodology used in my final year project titled Flood Susceptibility Mapping of Selangor using Random Forest. This methodology consists of three main objectives, starting from data preparation, followed by random forest model development, and finally model validation together with flood susceptibility mapping. For the first objective, I prepared a flood inventory database for Selangor using historical flood record reported between 2020 and 2022. For first objective, I prepared a flood inventory database for Selangor using historical flood record reported between 2020 and 2022. The flood inventory consists of 160 balanced sample points, including 80 verified flood location and 80 logically screened non-flood location. First, the flood inventory in CSV format was imported into ArcGIS Pro using XY table 2.0 tools. Next, the point data were projected from WGS84 into Kertau Areso Malaya, which is the coordinate system used throughout this project. Using a projected coordinate system is important because it provides accurate measurement for distance, area, and raster analysis. I generate 5 flood conditioning factors that influence flood occurrence. Their factors are elevation, slope, rainfall, distance to river, and drainage density. The elevation raster was clipped to the Selangor boundary using the extract by mass tool. Then, the slope raster was generated by digital elevation model using the surface parameters tools. For the river analysis, I prepared the river network before generating the distance to river raster using the distance accumulation tools. Next, drainage density was produced using the line density tools. It represents the concentration of river channels across Selangor. For rainfall, the rainfall station data were converted into the continuous raster surface before being included to the Selangor study area. Finally, I perform a quality control process to ensure that every sample contains complete value before developing the random forest model. The second objective focused on developing the random forest model. The complete inventory was divided into 70% training data and 30% testing data using stratified random sampling. This produced 112 training samples and 48 independent testing samples. The random forest model was then developed using the forest-based classification and regression tools available in ArcGIS Pro. The 5 conditioning factors were used as explanatory variable, while flood class was selected as the target variable. To improve model susceptibility, the random forest algorithm was configured with 500 decision tree. After the model was trained, it produced 3 important outputs. The first output is predicted flood class. The second output is predicted flood probability for every sample. The third output is variable important ranking, which indicate the contribution of each conditioning factor to random forest model. For the analysis, elevation was identified as the most influential factor, followed by slope, drainage density, distance to river, and finally rainfall. The third objective involved model validation and flood susceptibility mapping. First, the random model was validated using the independent testing dataset. A confusion matrix was generated to calculate several performance indicators, including accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Beside the confusion metric, I also evaluate the model using receiver operating characteristic or RUV curve. The area under the curve or AUC was calculated using Python notebook within GIS Pro. The AUC value obtained in this study was 0.644. According to previous studies, an AUC value between 0.60 and 0.70 indicate moderate predictive performance. Although the model does not achieve excellent accuracy, it still performs better than random classification and is suitable as a preliminary flood susceptibility screening model. After building the model, I generate a flood susceptibility map. First, the prediction grid covering the entire Selangor state was created using the Create Fishnet tool. The trend random forest model then predict the flood probability for every prediction point across Selangor. This predict probability were converted into the continuous raster using point to raster tool. Finally, the continuous flood probability raster was classified into 5 susceptibility classes using natural break classification method. The 5 classes are very low, low, moderated, high, and very high. I selected the natural breaks method because it groups similar probability values together while maximize the differences between neighboring classes. The final output include the continuous floods probability map, the 5 flood susceptibility map, district level area statistic, and spatial coverage analysis for Selangor. Thank you everyone for watching.